In today's video, I'm just going to talk about how content creation basically changed my life in a year's time and all the opportunities that it brought me, all the chances I've had, and like the potential that social media just has. Um, Really, I started my journey in late 2019. You might as well call it 2020. But it was when I saw Nella Rose post like her apartment tour, and that inspired me. Like, she had heated floors, it was a nice view, it was in London. I didn't really know how much things cost back then, like apartments and stuff like that, but I just knew that you had to have money for that. And she was actually like just living her life by the looks of it anyway. Like, she was just creating content. I was like, is this what creating content can do for you? So I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna give it a shot. So that's when I started my YouTube channel. I was like, let me just jump in the same industry. Didn't really think about it. I was just like, man, them, let's get on this. Like, let's do this. And they was kind of on it, kind of not. I wanted to start like a whole like sounds so funny. I wanted to start a whole group, just like the Sidemen had their group, and obviously the Beta Squad now. I wanted to start a group called the Joke Men. If someone takes it, feel free. But I was just like, bro, that was pretty cool. But it never happened. Created my own channel, had them in a few vids. Um, just a lot of work. Had to learn like how to edit my own videos because obviously I couldn't afford to pay anyone to edit my videos. Um, had to learn about like just structuring videos. Like, hey, there's an intro, and this is the main part, and then there's kind of like a payoff or something for them to want to stay to the end. So in entertainment videos, it's normally like if you fail, there's like a punishment. That's the payoff at the end. But that didn't really work out. I really invested into it as well. I bought myself a camera, Canon M50 Mark II, with like my uni money because I was at university at the time studying sports science, and took my student loan, bought a camera, thought I was that guy. After my views were just basically down, I ended up selling my camera, but I think I started to record like reaction videos with my iPhone. And then I was just like, let me try the reaction videos. And I was obsessed, bro. Like, I'll just be up late at night reacting to music. So like when music dropped at midnight and stuff like that, I'll just react to it. Like, after a few vids, I realized the faster you react, the more chance your video has of actually like gaining traction because everyone's searching for that new music. But some people search for reactions. But whether you search for a reaction or not, if you're like the first video to drop a reaction to the new song, you'll probably pop up if people just search for the new song. So that's when I kind of knew about search engines, you could say, but I didn't really know it was called search engines. I was just like, oh, the faster I am to new stuff, the more views I get. But I was just like, how am I gonna monetize this? It was fun. I was struggling because I really didn't know how to use OBS and those kind of platforms. So I was kind of like syncing audio here and there. It was just a flipping mess. Didn't really have the equipment for it. Ended up just sacking it off. Some videos did pretty well. Like, you guys can check the channel right now and go through. I don't think I've unlisted any videos. But yeah, after quitting, I ended up stopped doing. I sold my camera. Ended up doing the reaction videos. Then after the reaction videos, I kind of was just like, forget this. I can't be asked. And then I was like, but what am I gonna do? Because my whole plan was to go uni, do a master's in sports psychology, and then just get a job. But halfway through uni, I was just like, yeah, I'm not really feeling that. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy back my camera. And I bought back the camera, and I was just like, well, now I've got a camera, and I'm like, this didn't work the first time. How's it gonna work now? So I was just like binge watching how to like create better videos and stuff like that, because I was just like, there has to be a way. Like, if they're doing it and they're doing it and they're getting views, everyone seems to be like getting views. Well, not everyone, obviously some people struggle, but eventually they get there. So I thought there literally has to be a way. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna just watch a bunch of videos, like how to get my first 1,000 subscribers. If you're watching this at a certain point, I'm like 450, 400, something like that. So I'm not even at 1,000, but I was just like, there has to be a way. Binge watching bare videos, and I thought, okay, well, since I know how to kind of edit now, I came across a video that was like, hey, you can repurpose people's YouTube videos and make money by putting them on like Instagram and stuff, because short form was becoming a thing. And I was like, oh, I can do that. That's easy. Like, I used to edit my own YouTube videos, making smaller clips. That's quick, easy, and yeah, it makes sense. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just send messages to a bunch of people that I know and ask them if they know someone that would like me to repurpose their videos. And a lot of people are like, what the hell is repurposing? Like, I've never heard of that. And I was just like, oh, I can just cut your YouTubes into shorts, well, not short, into Instagram clips, and you can post, and then you can get more reach, because people will see those clips and then go to your YouTube. And after like 2-3 months, someone finally replied to me. He goes by Black Bezos, but I think he just uses his actual name now on social media. Faith my boy Lianga. Oh, I butchered it, but yeah, Faith. And he replied and was like, yeah, bro, I need someone like you. I was like, okay, great. And then I was aired for like 2 months. And then after 2 months, I messaged him again saying, hey, could you put me in contact with like this podcast? Because I feel like I can help them. And he was like, nah, bro, I need you. So let's work. What's your number? I sent my number. And then we basically spoke on the phone and we agreed a deal for like £350. I was like, oh my gosh, like what I'm getting paid £350 for just editing these little clips. And I was just really excited. And that was basically the start of my freelance career. Time went on. I kind of, you could say, upsold him to like a content creation package. And my whole plan was, okay, let's test out some theories that I've been learning on him. And it worked very, very well, to the point where he grew from 13,000, 17,000 followers to over 400,000 on Instagram in like 2-3 months. And at the start, it was slow. I was losing faith. I was like, oh my God, I really don't know what I'm doing here. Like, I'm losing in followers, flipping how, I'm finished. And then literally 2 months in, takes off. 3 months in, still continuing to grow. And then I was like, okay, I guess I kind of know what I'm doing with this whole content creation thing. So I made myself a new TikTok, and I wanted to talk about tech because I was really enjoying tech at the time. And I was working at Argos because I finished university, and I was working part-time, probably making like £1,000 a month. But because I'm living at home, I'm like, it's enough. Plus I was getting paid from like freelancing as well. I was like, okay, cool. I've got that in place. I'm going to create my own video and see how well that does. And at first I actually created one about Rich Dad Poor Dad, but I thought, that's not really me. So I created one about tech. And at the time, the new iPhone came out, and obviously with my knowledge about the new information gets searched up, more people watch it, it's more relevant. I made it about an iPhone, why you shouldn't buy the iPhone 14. And bro, first day was really slow, to the point where I didn't check. I was like, maybe I don't know what I'm doing, or maybe it's just me. But then after like 5 days, I opened my TikTok and I saw like 1 million views. I was just like, holy shit, 1 million fucking views. Like, is that me? Just one video on the page, and I gained about like 5,000 followers. And I was like, oh my God, like what? So I started just making more videos, and like obviously not all of them got 1 million views, but it was slowly growing. And I was like, yeah. But at the time, it was kind of like I should like probably leave Argos, but I was scared because I was just like, well, if this client leaves me, then I'm gonna have no money, and my videos aren't paying me right now, so what the hell am I gonna do? And I was just kind of like gonna try and keep the job on the low and just like call in sick when like maybe I needed to record some videos with a client or something like that. But I was on like a 20-hour contract, and I just wanted to do like 2 days and just complete my 2-3 days and complete my 20 hours. They split my 20 hours across like 6 days, making me do like 4 hours a day. Well, technically it's 5 days, but 5-6 days, 4 hours a day. And I was just like, that's basically my whole week. You want me to come in for 4 hours? I was like, forget this. Handed in my notice, and I left on a whim. Didn't really have a lot of savings. I was just like, I'm out of here. I'll find a way. I'll figure it out. So I was freelancing full time on just about a full time income for a young kid living at home after university's finished. And I was just like, wow, I guess I'm in it now, not knowing what I'm really doing. Sending more messages because that's how I got my first client. And then I was like, instead of just sending like editing, I could just show them what I've done and basically sell like a social media growth package. I didn't know what to call it at the time. This was before any of these social media gurus came out. And I got another client on board. He was at 800 followers. Eventually worked with him 3-4 months, took him to 60,000, and I was like, wow, this stuff really does work. So I started to create my own content again, and I was just like I can do this now. Like, we're no longer on YouTube. This is just like Instagram and just short form platforms. And I was like, I really can do this now. Like, let me just focus on my videos. And I started making just content that I really enjoyed. Like, I started making videos about content creation because obviously there's something there now, and tech because I really enjoyed it. And I was like, I guess I'm going to include self-development now and again, but mainly tech and content creation. And out of nowhere, I think it was like middle of the year, it was like 2 months after I stopped working with the client that I wouldn't say stopped. He went on holiday, so he took a break and we had no videos filmed. I just focused on my content, and then Apple hit me up. I thought this email was fake. Honestly, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? Apple? Like, what? But they were like, they don't pay their, like, it was like a PR package pretty much. And they offered me the MacBook Air M2 chip for like a 30-day loan. And I was just like, of course I'll take that shit. Like, yeah. They were like, yeah, just attend like this call. They'll teach me a few things about like the new macOS software or something like that. And then we'll go from there. And your package will be sent out. Sent all my details over. And it was actually real. I showed it to the meeting. There was a bunch of other creators. A lot of them I didn't actually know about. But I was just like, okay. And I actually got the package. Now, this is where I kind of messed up. I should have been really locked in at this point. But me and my friend had started a podcast, and like that was taking up a lot of my time as well. So I was like freelancing, doing a podcast, and we were doing all the work. I edited one week, he edited the other week, and then obviously I'm trying to do my own content, and it's just become a lot. So when this like PR package from Apple came, it was like around the middle of the year, middle 2023, and it might have been like July-ish times. As soon as I got the package, my friend had started, like, he's basically my best friend. He's my best friend, and we were running a podcast, and it was like August, or no, he started door-to-door sales in July, because after like being on the podcast for so long, he was like, he wants to get into sales, so he started at door-to-door, and he was like, I made $1,000 in a week. I was like, did you? And he was telling me about it, and he was basically teaching me while I wasn't there, and I didn't really know about sales. If I was on a call with a potential client, I'll just waffle about my services, whatever it is. And he was like, bro, you should join. Like, give it a go. Worst case, you don't make you don't make a grand in a week and you just leave. Like, there's no commitment here. Just give it a go. I was like, okay. Tried it. Did really well after obviously the learning period. Made like a grand in a week, 23 sales for the week, 10 in a day. We was on a road trip. I was like, this is sick. But at that time, the PR package was literally at my house. And like the way door-to-door sales works, it's like, imagine you have to be in the office at 10 and you go out to knock doors at 2 or 12 and you're knocking doors till about 7, but because of the travel you get back to Birmingham at like 9, then I get home at 10, so I'm at my house from like 9 till 10. I'm at my house for like 13 hours. I get home, I'm tired. I cannot be bothered to edit my own videos. I've also got client work to do because I didn't just drop all my clients to do door-to-door sales. And I had this PR package and I was just like, bro, everything just got pushed to the side. I made like 2 videos with the MacBook. I didn't drop a YouTube video of the MacBook, which really disappointed me. I kind of recorded like a really crappy YouTube video with some really crappy B-roll shots, which should have been a lot better. I was just really disappointed with myself. And like after like 2 months, it really took a toll because I was just like sales is fun, I guess, but it didn't really make me feel fulfilled. I was just like, I really enjoy content creation and I really enjoy making content, like whether it's about content or tech or literally anything. I enjoy talking about. Even this video right now, I'm like, oh, it was nerve-wracking to start, but now I'm actually started. It's cool. Oh, is that my food? Shit. Yeah, my food came. Sorry for that. So pretty much I got on the phone to Nero, which I recently started to work with for his YouTube videos. And like he's a really cool guy and we became friends, and he basically gave me some advice. He was like, why the hell are you doing door-to-door sales? Apple sent you a laptop. You're good at content creation. You've helped people grow their brand. Why are you not just locking in and doing it for yourself? Why have you gone to sales? It just doesn't make sense. How can you be or want to be a full-time content creator but abandoned it when you was at your literally a good point to do sales? And I was just like, damn, like it doesn't make sense. Like, what's wrong with me? So I ended up leaving door-to-door sales after my holiday. I went to Jamaica in November. I actually posted a vlog on that. Go check that out. But I went to Jamaica, came back, and I just basically did one more door-to-door day. It was horrible. And I just left, bro. And I was like, I'm actually going to lock in. So it's basically the end of the year now. Came back like basically start of December. I was like, I'm actually just going to lock in. The Apple laptop was gone. Had to move past it. But then Hollyland hit me up. And they're like a microphone company. Well, I can't call them they're a tech company. They do microphones, like camera monitors, all of that stuff. And they were like, yeah, we want to send you the Hollyland Lark Max, and it's like a wireless microphone. I was like, whoa, it was like a £250 microphone. I was like, is this a paid opportunity? They were like, no. And I was just like, bro, I'll take it. Like, I can make content about it for one, and it looks like a good microphone, and it turned out to be very good as well. And I saw a bunch of other creators also get this package, and I was just like, wow, I actually feel part of the community. So I was kind of pumped up again. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna lock in now. So I was just like, let me just refine my content and basically go hard. And it was like new year, you know how it gets, new year, new you. Like the podcast was still going at the time. My content was about to be A game. My focus was on editing my clients' work, doing my editing my content, and then editing the podcast. So it's all kind of just editing. So really it shouldn't be too many things. It might be a lot of work, but at least it's on like the same track. It's not like I'm editing, but then I also need to do some sales. Nah. So I was like, cool. Great start to the year. Started posting content, got to like 5,000 followers on Instagram. I'm still at around like 8,000 on TikTok, and I was just like, okay, making some progress. And then I think it was like March, I finally hit 10k followers, and I think we also ended the podcast in March. We were like, bro, let's just focus on like our own separate ventures. We're still very good friends. Let's focus on our own separate ventures, because I feel like we'll get further that way. And obviously the podcast was just taking up a lot of time. We had to organize the guests, edit the podcast ourselves, guest research, and if it wasn't a good episode, we wasted our time, and it was just long, and it was just getting expensive. Like, we were renting the room. It was only £350 to be fair, and split between us only like 100 and something, but still it was just a lot of time, and our weekends were just dedicated to this. So we dropped that off and we focused on our own venture. I hit 10k on Instagram. Shortly after, I hit 10k on TikTok, and I was like, oh, my vehicle's actually moving. Like, I'm doing this for myself now. And like during that time, I increased my rates for my editing, so I was just getting paid more. I honed in on my craft, so I improved my editing, so I deserved to get paid more. Everything was just clicking, and I think I even secured my like first, like, I don't want to call it my first paid brand deal, because I had like a UGC deal in between. It was just so random. I was just like, oh, you're gonna pay me £250 to make a video? Okay, done it, got paid. And then this was like a proper brand deal for like my page, and I was just like, okay. And it was like an inbound. I was just like, interesting. It was for, what was the company called? I forgot what the company, but they gave me a drone. Honestly, I ain't gonna say too much about the drone, but you know how if you've if you've ever been a creator and you've got your first brand deal, it didn't pay a lot. It was like £150, and the item wasn't the best, which I found out the hard way. But I was just, yeah, let's just leave it at that. The item wasn't the best, so I do a better job at like vetting out brand deals now, because making a product when it's not good, just really difficult. And there's even more revisions, because it's really hard to make the product look good. But regardless, I was getting brand deals, and then I was just like working out my pricing, finding out like how much I want to charge, knowing that there's going to be revisions, knowing that I want to make the video good, I want to spend time on it. And then it got to the point where I was just like, oh, okay, my rates for brand deals now, since I've got 10k on TikTok and 10k on Instagram, was like 500, and brands were just kind of like, okay. And I was just like, is that too low? Bear in mind, I'm in the tech and the creation space, so it's like mostly software kind of companies or tech companies, and it was just like they were just like agreeing. So I spoke to Ben, and he gave me advice for negotiating a brand deal. Ended up securing a brand deal worth like £1,000 for one video, and I was like, £1,000 for one video? Absolutely insane. I sat there and I said, wow, I used to work 20 hours on my feet for like just under £1,000, probably like £800, and now I get that for like one brand deal video, and I'm only at 10,000 followers. Imagine what life is like when you've got 100,000, 50,000, a million. Now, obviously, the brand deals do depend on like niche to niche. So like I know tech, finance, probably content creation, stuff like that pay more compared to like entertainment and like probably makeup and stuff like that. I'm not sure about makeup, just threw that out there. But it's just the nature of the people watching the videos depend on how much brands are willing to pay. So like tech, finance and stuff like that, the people that watch the videos normally are going to buy the item or have the purchasing power to buy the item. So that's one. But that's pretty much how my life changed. So like from November, when I decided to actually lock into my content creation, to now, which is, let's just call it July, I just rounded it up to a year really, because July's okay. July when I got the MacBook PR to July now, it's it's been a hell of a journey. To think that Apple reached out to me when I had less than 10,000 followers, it really shows like you don't know who's watching, but as long as you create good content and obviously the content's getting some sort of views, you're going to be good, bro. And now the opportunities that are like in front of me, it's like there's opportunities to like start a creator business. So like I can teach people how to grow their personal brand or grow their social media, obviously more on the short form platforms because that's what I'm specialized in. I've got client testimonials. I've done it for myself, even though I'm not crazy big yet, but in time I could do that. I could create a digital product showing you how to do that. I could do one-to-one consulting to make it more intimate and probably optimize your results more. I could just carry on doing my editing, which I still do now. I could turn it into an agency, which I don't really want to do. I don't know why. Maybe because I don't really want to manage a whole team of editors and then also clients as well. I'd rather just keep it streamlined so I can still focus on my content creation fully and just get that to the point where I'm literally probably working with one client, which I really like working with, and then just full-time content creation for me, doing brand deals and just creating content that I just love flipping creating. But to diversify my income, I'm planning on probably releasing a digital product or doing some consulting as well as editing. And then there's going to be brand deals. And obviously we've got affiliate links like Amazon and whatever other affiliates I can sign up to, which I haven't really looked into yet. But that's 4 streams. And I mean, if I could get a good stream on all 4, I could easily reach 10K a month, 20K a month, 30K a month. And like the space is in a nice spot right now where creators are actually talking about how much they earn for brand deals, not specific numbers, but rough numbers or the minimum they would take. So it's kind of like, you know, where you potentially should be, like financially. So it's just, yeah, man, it's really flipping promising to think that I came from Argos, quitting with no backup plan and just raw dogging life, not really knowing about business, to now just full-time, feeling secure, confident, seeing my progression, seeing my old videos, seeing my videos now, seeing my old short form videos, seeing them now, seeing how my editing has improved. It's flipping crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. And I'm not that far off 10K per month. But in the space I'm in, it's like 10K really ain't shit. It's insane. And not to just not brag, but talk about numbers. Like, honestly, I don't really care about money like that at this point. It's more of doing something I enjoy and being able to do it for a long time, but also being able to just take care of family, like save, invest, and just live a good life doing what I like. I'd rather do that than, you know, work a job I hate, come home sad, and then just probably watch Netflix to just take my mind off things and then go again, even if it pays well. I'd rather do content creation paying me 100K a year than do a good job 9 to 5 that doesn't make me happy or fulfilled that pays me like 500K. Sounds crazy, I know, but yeah, that's just where my mind's at. I thought I'd make this video because I saw Ben make this video, and I kind of made a my story video or like my journey video on like short form, but obviously short form, and it's only like 2 minutes long. But yeah, man, that's my journey. Hopefully, it inspires some of you. But yeah, peace.